These are the stories of dreamers who do. We're about to meet the CEO of San Francisco-based Maven Recruiting Group. I'm John Scott from CBS Interactive and KCBS, All News 740 and FM 106.9. This is Homegrown CEO. Here we are in the lobby of Maven Recruiting. Jessica Vann is the principal of this company, and thank you for joining us.
Thank you, John.
Thanks for letting us hang out in the lobby.
I'm honored to be your third interview.
Well, it's a pleasure to have you.
Thank you.
We just met you. Person off the street says, what do you do? Tell me about your company.
Maven Recruiting Group, we pair candidates and clients, and we're about cultivating successful professional relationships between candidates and clients.
Mm-hmm. Will the candidate contact you with the client, or it goes either way?
It goes either way. I mean, part of the value of working with us is that we are constantly networking within our candidate specific focus. So we are, meeting candidates on a regular basis, networking constantly in outreach via, LinkedIn, referral-based networking, what have you. So we are in constant contact with our candidate base. Clients, on the other hand, we're also constantly in front of as far as, assessing what their needs are. Mm-hmm. Do they have, forecasted needs? Do they have immediate needs, urgent needs? So it goes both ways. That the need comes from both.
Last couple of jobs you had before you started your own business, what were you doing?
Yeah, I've always been in recruiting or sales.
So you were an employee for someone else?
I was, yeah.
And what fuel made you say, I want to do this on my terms? Mm-hmm. What happened?
I think you framed that really nicely as far as, it was very much about identifying what I thought was sort of an unanswered need within the recruiting space. And wanting to put my own personal touch on it and doing it on my terms, of saying, the recruiting world can be very much, I think, for lack of a better word, a cattle call, so to speak. And I think that there's a lot of, in the rush to, in the haste to deliver results, I think sometimes some of the humanity can fall to the wayside, and I wanted to reintroduce that in a way that I knew how to do, and in a way that I knew how to be personable.
Well, you seem pretty nice. Is the boss nice, ladies? The employees, they say yes.
Do you hear
She's nice.
Do you hear the resounding yes? Yeah. So y'all.
But isn't that the core of entrepreneurship? I think I have a little better way to do this.
It's having a better mousetrap, so to speak. And it's not that recruiting is a new business or a new idea. It's not on the cusp of innovation, so to speak, but there's always a way to innovate within what you do. And, a lot of the response that I had over the years from people was, people saying, wow, you really listened. You really heard us. You really consulted with us. You really advised. And there began to emerge sort of a theme in all of this of really, being an advocate and advocacy and how important that is. As a candidate that's looking for a job, you need someone that's going to help you position yourself.
So you talked about lessons learned. Now that you've done this for a year, the company was founded in 2000.
We was founded in March of 2010.
March 2010.
Yeah.
What are a couple of things you've learned in your first year?
Yeah.
About running your own, being your own boss and running your own enterprise.
And I have to say, it's been an amazing first year. Some lessons that come to mind immediately are, I think the biggest difference in being an entrepreneur is that you are accountable to yourself and yourself alone. And that's the beauty of being an entrepreneur, and that is what is so exciting and compelling is the ability to call your own shots in life, so to speak. Mm-hmm. And it's also the part that I think you need to really figure out how to summon everything within yourself, because ultimately you are now the leader. You are now the answer to the questions. You are the one that has to find the resolve within yourself to provide the direction, not just for yourself, but for your company and for your staff and to everyone that's looking to you to lead. So summoning that and finding the conviction, I think, has been a huge a huge area of development and really coming into my own, and I like that. You know, this is where I'm seeing growth as an individual. Finding the right staff, which just kind of goes to reaffirm what it is that we do here.
There are two women that are behind the camera. How are they working out?
Yeah, they're
okay.
they're within earshot.
Okay, yeah.
No, they're fantastic,
They're listening.
And I've been blessed to, you know, be surrounded by people that I think are really really solid and have the same level of passion and conviction for this business. But that's hard to do, and it's tough finding the right people to include in your inner circle.
What's the biggest cause of failure of all good ideas? The team.
Absolutely.
Because everybody's got a good idea,
Yep.
but not everyone can put the right team together.
Yep. And it goes back to why what we do is so critical.
You can find out more about Jessica's company at Maven Rec. MAVENREC.com.
That's right.
Jessica Vann is the principal of Maven Recruiting in San Francisco, another one of our fabulous entrepreneurs, and it's been a pleasure to meet you.
Thank you, likewise.
If you have a great story to tell, like Jessica does, and you'd like to be part of this blog and broadcast, or if you'd like to be a sponsor, you can find out more at homegrownceo.com. We'll have a new episode next week. Thank you for joining us. Presented by CBS Interactive and KCBS, All News 740 and FM 106.9. I'm John Scott. This is Homegrown CEO.